So we have a Evo 8 in for an AYC relocation, alongside some other little jobs to do on it. But we shan't go through all of that because this video is all about the AYC. So the AYC is a very common problem with any Evo from 6 to Evo 10. Earlier Evos didn't have AYC, and 7, 8, 9 and 10 had centre diff or ACD. So the pumps are really common for failing. It can be in different form of the pumps itself, or solenoid sticking, or pressure sensors. The reason for this is the location where they're mounted is bad. Basically, they just get covered in all sorts of grime, rubbish, road salt. They take a battering and they just end up failing. So you can replace them from Mitsubishi. I think about a couple of grand, if not more, probably these days. Or what is quite common these days is that we'll do exchange units and on refurbed AYC pumps. So this is what this car's getting. It's getting a refurbed AYC pump, and at the same time it's also getting relocated. This is more of an insurance policy to make sure that you're not going to end up having to go through this process again like 3 or 4 years down the line, and this pump might fail in the same location it's in. So once it's in the boot, it's out of the way, it's out the elements, and yeah, you won't run into that issue. So I can show you what's going on and go from there. Yeah? AYC pump normally lives in this area here. There's nothing else covering it. Basically all it has is a little cover like this. That's the only cover it's got, and it goes over basically the lines I'll show you that feed the pump. That's about it. So this area ends up collecting all sorts of rubbish and grime off the road that gets caught up in there, flicks over, sits there, makes them real corrosive and horrible, all flicking off the tyre, etc. So you would normally have this line here, which bolts into the pump. Sorry, I'm trying to think more words. Right, we've got this line here. There's normally 2 other lines when you've got centre diff and rear diff. The other 2 lines have already been taken out, but they'd run from here across here over the subframe and bolt into the diff. I've taken them out because they're rotten, and we're going to be doing a relocation, so you'll be using braided lines anyway. And then there'll be a braided line that goes up to this pipe for the front diff. So yeah, what I'll end up doing is I'll show you in the boot floor. We'll do a little update later on, sort of thing, where I'll show you sort of like the plate mounted and the pump. But if we come over here, I can show you the old pump. So this is the old AYC pump. Okay. So you can see they get absolutely hammered. So this one is an original unit, I think, from the car, from when it was like brand new. So you can see it's hammered to death. So you got your solenoids here. There's 3 of them. You've got a pressure sensor, you've got your pump, accumulator. Basically any of this can fail, and you end up with your 3 dreaded lights on, etc. So over here we got a refurb unit, which you can see I'm just working on. So we will be using these little fittings that's in here. So this is to adapt it so you can have your braided lines mount onto the pump, and then so onto the lines or onto the diff. So there would be 2 of these that go on the rear diff, or 3 of these that go into there. PTFE on the pump side and the diff side of the fittings, and on the lines you don't need that because these ends seal themselves. So these are the 3 lines. You've got basically 3 90s. Well, you've got your short piece first. So this short piece goes to the centre diff hard line that you saw me show just now. So that straight will go onto that. This 90 will go onto the pump. These other 2 lines are identical. So 2 90s at the pump and then 2 90s at the diff side. And then it's just a case of mounting it in this bracket, like so, and then this will get mounted on the boot floor inside the car. We'll mount it using these little little mounts, shall I say, or like cotton wheels. So this takes some of the vibration out, so you don't end up with too much noise on the boot floor. You can sometimes hear them, depending if they've upgraded a pump or not, but these help quite a lot. And that's about it so far, but once we get a bit further forward, we'll go from there, yeah? Right, yeah, so AYC pump's now in. So you can see here, we've gone forward a little bit So basically this is a little adapter plate here that the pump mounts to, and then that allows us to then bolt this to the floor through those cotton wheels that I showed earlier. Once that's in place, it's just a case of drilling a hole in the boot floor to run your lines through, and these 3 lines go to the front and centre diffs. I will show you underneath what that looks like. At the moment I am just getting ready to work out the hoses for the reservoir, because I'll have to cut down the hoses for the reservoir, and possibly, because it's been a while since I've done one of these, I can't remember whether I need to raise it up just slightly, just so there's a nice path for the fluid to run to. You don't want anything like a U-bend, otherwise the fluid won't go in nicely. Electrical connections, so all I've done is de-loomed part of a loom that went to the pump in the original place, taped it all back up and pulled these 2 out of it so we can bring it into the car. And that's just for 2 connections for the pump, and they'll get connected and secured out of the way, and that'll be that done. Once that's done, it'll be a case of putting the fluid into the reservoir, bleeding the system, trimming the quarter panel piece that sits in here, and then putting the cover over. We've got a little box cover which I can show you over here, which is these. And so all that does, that will sit over the pump like so, and hide it away. Yeah, that's it so far. Right, so under the car, not a lot's changed, but basically we're just missing the pump here. So you can see where the lines come through the floor. This one matches up to the centre diff line, and these 2 run to the rear diff directly, so that's them there. And all it is a case of just mounting it up, securing it out of the way, so it doesn't rubble, dangle or anything. And got these 2 holes here which will get bunged off, and this is where the original loom would have come through, so that's what I spoke about when it comes to de-looming it and putting the wiring back through. So I just got a little rubber bung to put back on, and that'll be that done. Right.
Guys, so Josh has now finished off the job for the AYC relocation. I just wanted to show you inside the boot so you see what the finished product looks like. So it's really tidy, it doesn't take up a lot of room, and it is fully protected by this box, and it's really accessible. So this just slides out, we've got a couple of little clips on it, and then you can see the pump in there. So a lot of people ask us when this job's done, is the pump vulnerable? Can I fit my golf clubs in the boot still? And the answer to that is yes. It takes up very minimum space. It's like the size of a shoebox really, and it is well protected, so if you do put your shopping in it or something that may potentially bang against it, then it is protected and it won't damage the pump. So yeah, all in all, that's this one's been a really successful job. The AYC fault's gone, it's got a refurbished pump in the boot, and what we offer now with that setup, so you've come to us, you've bought a pump from us, and we've relocated it in the boot, you will get a lifetime warranty on the pump. So that means in your lifetime of your ownership of the car, we will warrant that pump. So if you have any problems with it, any faults, or it fails, then we will just swap it out for a new one. So peace of mind, and that's the value in buying the kits from us and getting us to install them, because you do have that peace of mind. Yes, it is an investment up front for the relocation, but it means you'll never have to buy another pump in your lifetime with the car, so that's a win. What I'll do now is I'm just going to go into the office and I'll talk you through the packages we do and for the different types of Evos, and a lot of people ask me how much does it cost, so we'll go through the costing in the office. Okay, so what we're going to do is show you where to find the prices and the videos of the AYC repairs on our website. So if you go to autotalk.net, that's our website, and on there is a section specifically for the AYCs. So if you go on the website, click services, and the drop down menu will show you Evos 1 to 9 or Evo 10. So I'll go through quickly just what we can offer, how much it's going to be, and how to get booked in. So there's 2 options on the AYC pumps. What you can do, you can either opt for the drive-in, drive-out service. So that means you phone us up, book in, we choose a date, you'll come in and we will swap out your pump for one of our part exchange pumps, which has been fully refurbished. That service is done the same day, so you don't have any waiting around apart from the day you're here. It will take probably 3 to 4 hours to swap the pumps out, and then you'll be on your way with your new refurbished pump. Like I say, it's a part exchange, so we will keep your old pump, and that's how the deal works. And the prices for that vary depending on what Evo you've got. But the AYC pump repair, so Evo 4 to 6 is £1,079 plus the VAT. Evo 7 to 9 is £1,200, and Evo 10 is £1,700. So that gives you an idea of the cost. Those prices are plus VAT. It includes the part exchange pump, the labour to do it, and all the fluids and the bleeding process. So like I say, that is a all-in price, no surprises. That is a fixed price, regardless of the condition of your pump. So we take a little bit of a risk on, you know, the condition of what your pump may come to us in. If it's untouched, that's one thing we do ask, is that you haven't tampered with it and it's still on the car, because we do get a few people who attempt to rebuild these pumps on their own. They take them apart, they crack the housings, they shear the bolts, and it just becomes uneconomical and normally unrefurbishable for us. So that's the one thing we say, is the car's got to come to us driving with the pump in situ, untouched, and then we'll be happy to take it on. So that's a sort of fixed price, quick, same day service, turnaround. The other option for a pump refurbish, if you want to save some money, do the labour yourself, then what we do is we offer to rebuild your own pump. So that means you'll take the pump off, or you'll use a garage elsewhere to take the pump off. You'll ship it to us, and then we will rebuild it for you. The difference with that service is the price is unknown until we get into your pump. So we only quote these jobs once we've actually had your pump here, we've stripped it, and we've actually looked at it as well, because the prices do vary quite a lot depending on how corroded it is and what's wrong with it. You could get a pump turn up that's really clean, comes apart lovely, and doesn't need too much work. But the flip side of that is some of them look like they've been in the bottom of the ocean for 10 years, and you try and take a solenoid out and they snap. And we do either supply or rebuild every component on these pumps, so that all the bits are available. We do have a lot of spares in stock as well. So, for example, things you can't buy, like the pump body, but we've got a lot of pumps that have been stripped in the past, and some, you know, we've got a stock of good used parts, so we can always get you out of trouble normally. So yeah, that is an unknown, the cost of that repair, until we've actually seen your pump, stripped it and quoted it. So the average cost, I would like to say, is between £700 and £800. I mean, they vary. They could come out at £400. They could come out at £1,400. They do vary that much. But like I say, that'll be obviously down to you. It's then your decision once we've quoted it. If you decide not to go with the repair once we've quoted it, what we'll do is we'll just box the pump up as it is, stripped, and we'll send it back to you free of charge. So you haven't got to totally commit. It's obviously an option once we've stripped it. And then if you do go for the refurb, the lead time on those, it does vary depending on how busy the workshop is, but it's normally 4 to 6 weeks. So again, that's a bit of a negative for doing your own pump, is because it's one, it's an unknown cost until we've stripped it, and two is the time scale. You know, you could be waiting 6 weeks with the pump off the car. So that is why we offer the drive-in, drive-out service, is for convenience and same day, and the fixed cost. So like I say, you have no surprises with that one. So yeah, that is available for Evo 4 to 10, all of those options. So that is that cost. The drive-in, drive-out service that we offer is to put the pump back in the original location, which I'm sure, Josh, you've seen earlier on the video, saying about where it's situated. It's not the best position because of water ingress, and that is essentially what causes these pumps to fail, because of the corrosion. So what we do recommend is to take out our option for the relocation, which you've seen in the video today. Again, we offer these for Evo 4 to 10. The price on these are, the kits are all the same. So from Evo 4 to 10, the price of the kits are £347 plus the VAT for the actual kit, and then it takes a little bit of time to install. So we normally like to say we need a day start to finish. Some models are easier than others to do, but roughly we'd need the car for a day, sort of 8 AM in the morning till 5 PM, and the cost to install one of those is £550, I believe. Let me just double check that. It is on the website. 525 plus the VAT for the labour, the fluid, and that obviously price on top of that is the pump and the relocation kit itself. So to give you an idea, if you were to drive in, drive out with an Evo 7, 8 or 9, and you wanted it refurbished and relocated, the price for that would be £1,976 plus the VAT. So that is going to get you a fully refurbished pump. It's going to get you the relocation kit, and it's all the labour and fluids and process to bleed it included in that. So that gives you an idea. With the VAT, it's about £2,300. Evo 4, 5, 6 is slightly cheaper, probably a couple of £100 cheaper than that, and the Evo 10 is slightly more expensive. Probably about £300 more than that price as well. But like I say, if you head over to our website, you can have a look at your specific car. You can choose the option for which model you've got, and then you can check out the packages that we offer. We've also got a couple of videos on there similar to this video, but there's one showing the breakdown of the kit, and there's also one showing a relocation process on an Evo 10 as well, so that's quite good. So yeah, I think that's about it really. We do have various questions on these pumps. The big thing actually I've just forgotten to say, but I did say when I was in the boot of the Evo 7, 8 outside, was if you take out the relocation, that enables you to have a lifetime warranty on the pump itself, as long as you've had it refurbished with us. So if we are refurbishing the pump, supplying it and fitting it in the boot, then we offer a lifetime warranty in your ownership of the car. So yeah, the time you have your car, your AYC pump will be covered by us. Any faults, any problems, any leaks, any failures, you just give us a call and we'll sort it out free of charge. So that is the bonus of having that peace of mind. You are spending a bit more money, but you're getting it in the car, in the boot, and it's going to prolong the life of the pump. So we very rarely get any comebacks, but it's just, to give you guys something back is a bit of peace of mind that if, for example, you were to have a fault or a failure, then it's covered. So your investment is secure. So yeah, I think that's it for that one. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, that always really helps, and we'll see you on the next one.